Hello everyone, welcome to another episode of the Growth Switch with me Cyril. This being our sixth episode this year, 2023. Who can believe how much time has flown this year? Hope that you are achieving all that you set out to achieve. And if you haven't yet, there's a few more months to go. You can still do it. Remember, the Growth Switch, we look to equip you with practical, tried and tested techniques, tips, insights to help you as you progress through your journey, as you look to live your purpose, execute your goals, and achieve that vision that you've set out for your life. If you want to view our other episodes, you can go to YouTube, The Growth Switch, or you can go through the website, cyromadiwa.com, and go to the Growth Switch tab, and you'll find all the videos that we've done there. We've done about 50 so far since this channel was launched, and you can find anything regardless of where you are in your journey, and we hope that you take those learnings and that they help you as you progress in your journey. In this episode, our sixth one, like I said, for this year, we will be chatting about the topic of overthinking things. Some people may refer to it as procrastination, and we're gonna really talk about why should we stop overthinking things. Now, let me start here, right? A lot of the times, the things that we start overthinking about, we tend to focus on what could go wrong, right? Just take, for example, you are about to, start a new role, either in a new company, and then you start overthinking about, oh, am I gonna be able to adjust? Am I gonna be able to fit into the culture? Will I make work friends? Will I be able to understand the work I need to do within an X number of days or weeks and stuff? And all of that starts playing in your head before you've even set foot at the offices of that company. And by the time you get there, your mind is already full of other things. So that's just one example, and you can make a whole lot of examples of things that we tend to overthink. Even attempting to start something new, right? Let's say you want to launch a podcast or whatever it is, and you're thinking, can I even do this? How will people accept it? Will they like it? What if the reviews are not good? You start overthinking a whole lot of things, which may in turn lead to you not even launching the podcast in the first place, right? So that's some of the negative aspects of it when it comes to overthinking and procrastination. Sometimes can get so much that that you don't even make that first step that allows you to assess practically how this thing is working, right? Let's say you launch that podcast, and then you realize that, okay, maybe there's a few things that you do there that your target market, is either not relevant to them or they don't respond well to that. But then you realize that there are things that you are doing that your target market responds well to. And then you know that, okay, I need to make sure that I do these things and look at improving them. And that's the kind of information that you can only get if you start. If you go back to one of the episodes we've done this year, we did say just start, and then you can figure it out along the journey. So that's one of really the things that can cripple people in terms of overthinking things. What could go wrong? Rather focus, start looking as well at what could go right. What if you start that job and you excel, you become one of the top performers, you get promotions, you launch that podcast, it becomes one of the leading podcasts in the land. What if that's what happens, right? Instead of focusing on what could go wrong. So really nothing more to emphasize on this one. You need to stop overthinking things and really consider what could go right. If you are in a situation where you're overthinking like some risks, what could go wrong and things like that, you may want to even consider engaging people who are experienced in that field that you're about to go into, so you can understand exactly what kind of issues you may face, Perhaps might even be great if they can share with you examples of issues they've faced and how they've overcome those issues. Because it kind of helps you as well as you navigate in your own journey. And you get to a point where, and this is also part of why sometimes we overthink, because there's a certain portion that's unknown, to us as we are about to do this thing. And most importantly, when we don't know what we don't know. I hope I'm making sense. So there's known unknowns where okay, I don't know this stuff. So I need to find a way of knowing the stuff. Either I consult someone or I study or whatever it is. Then there's unknown unknowns, which is it's a blind spot. You don't know what it is you don't know. You'll only really realize when you are faced with the scenario. What tends to happen then is that unknown box, whether it's the known unknown or unknown unknown, because that box is there, it plays in our minds. And sometimes we find that that box is not even that big, but just that unknown starts to dominate our minds so much that everything else gets lost. Although in some spaces that unknown box is big, particularly if you're moving into an unknown environment. You don't know anything about podcasting, you've never done it before, so your unknown is maybe a lot bigger versus someone who maybe has done podcasting before, and maybe it failed for whatever reason, and now they're going to it again. So I guess the point I'm making here is we can overthink things ourselves, or we can just start, or we can ask others for inputs and views and insights that can help us minimize the worries and the things that we are constantly overthinking about. Hope this was useful. If it was, please share with others. Remember to follow us. We are on almost all the socials now. We have a TikTok page as well. You can follow us there. And yeah, man, please share it with others that can stand to benefit the most and stop overthinking.